Hi! Welcome back to another video, guys. It's safe to say, since the last round of the SDC, I've not really had much time to get started on the BMW. I'm not gonna lie, that edit and that video took a substantially longer time than I'm normally used to when it comes to my editing, but it ended up deleting itself, like, most of the way through the video, and I needed to redo it, and it was a hellish time. I've just been kind of been just chilling out over the last couple of weeks, but we have kind of come to a point now where if I don't start the BMW now, then we're going to be in kind of fine, shall we say. So the Scottish Drift Championship starts on the 19th of November, which is officially almost 20 days away, right? So just over 2 weeks, 3 weeks almost. We have that amount of time to get a whole engine and transmission switched over. Now this should be a very easy swap. Should be. So this is how it's gonna go. We've already seen the BMW with that whole front end. That whole front end is gonna be coming off once again. Then the whole 2.2 and the gearbox is all going to be coming out from the mounts. Should be easy enough to slide it out from the front. Once we get the gearbox off the engine from the 2.2, we are going to be also including the flywheel and the clutch from the get rag. And then we are going to be slotting on the gearbox. Hopefully we have an alignment tool to get the clutch on, or the right one anyway. If not, that's going to be a bit of sourcing. Hence why we're doing it about 20 days before. And then we're going to be taking it and we're going to be attaching it to the 2.5 litre. From there, we take that married couple and we slot it back with no other changes. Everything else gets plumbed back up, wiring harness wise, and then replug the new ECU and hope to God that it works. I have no doubt in James and his capabilities, so I know if there is any issues, it certainly won't be coming from the ECU. It'll probably be definitely on me. So that's pretty much the plan with the BMW so far. With the event, there's been some development in that. The British Drift Championship recently had their last event down at Buxton. The KD Customs company decided that they also wanted to do one of their annual bashes at the British Drift Championships round. So this turned into a day and night event for both the Saturday and the Sunday, which was great. And I'm delighted for everyone that went. Unfortunately, I was not one of those people. Buxton was a bit far for me. It's been recently announced that this KD Customs Bash are going to be doing exactly the same at the next Scottish Drift Championship round, which is the last round of the Scottish Drift Championship, as sad as it is. But it essentially means that we're going to be driving all day and all night, which is pretty exciting. So, KD Customs Bash is going to be intertwined with the Scottish Drift Championship, which means that I can only do one. And at this point in the year, I don't particularly see a good enough reason to compete in the SDC other than the full competition. I would rather get the Bash in and call it practice time. I would only be doing it to say that I've got my name on the board, especially with the fact that the car is going to be a fresh setup and stuff like that. So I'm kind of just wanting just to try and have fun. I feel like it would probably not really be worth competing with the rest of the boys and just going out for a good time rather than just letting myself down, because then I have a guarantee that there's no pressure on it. Whereas with the SDC, there's definitely going to be pressure. And I'd rather just enjoy the rest of the season and the car while it's running. Me and Andrea are going to be doing 2 people, 1 car at the KD Customs Bash. We would be driving on the Saturday morning and then on the Sunday night, I'm pretty sure. The SDC would be driving vice versa, Saturday night, Sunday morning. So really looking forward to it. By the end of the night, we're going to have a full plan up here for the BMW. Everything that I either need to buy, service-wise, parts-wise. The last little parts that just need to get finished on the BMW. Hopefully, by the end of this video, we should have a 2.2 out. But we'll see how we go, I guess. Until then, see you there. What's happening, guys? You join me again walking up to the gorgeous, well, nowadays gorgeous anyway, BMW, which is still looking pretty, but I have a bit of a... Oh, no, actually. Wait, hold on. I might not have an issue. Hold on. Wait, now we're... My cousin told me that this caravan was in the way of my BMW going down that hill. Now, I was under the impression to get down there, I was going to have to go all the way back round and then go onto the main road and then come down and then back round. But now I'm not understanding what she meant by shifting the caravan, because I came out here to shift this caravan, which I thought was behind me, but it's in front of me. So how is she thinking that I'm going to get this car down here, is the question. We are currently at Andreas, I should mention that. A vast amount of random things that you find here, safe to say. One, including a caravan. Two, including a Volvo V70XC all-wheel drive. This has a T5 engine in it. Very sad for itself. Anyway, there's a T5 engine in it that Andrea plans on using at some point in one of her cars to potentially go drifting in, but we're not at that swap yet. So I'm pretty sure that's a forklift that she's asked me to use to shift the... Yeah, I'm thinking it is. Let's see how we're gonna do this. There's a safe in the way. It was at the bottom of the ocean. A lot of thought process tonight. But yeah, we're gonna try and start getting working on the BMW tonight and start unplugging everything for it essentially and just get the hustle going. Everyone's ready and sorted for the weekend and prepared. So let's go. Right, we got there anyway. Oh, this is gonna be slidey as heck. Unless I get stuck. Let's just ease off the throttle a bit. That's it, that'll do. You can't really see this, but this is very not okay. But it's sound. We're making it work. So we got the caravan, you won't be able to see anything. Got the caravan out the way with the digger, so now we just need to get the car, which is way back here, and take it all the way around and hopefully get it around the side of the house. Okay, so far so good. We just need to shift the safe and the Volkswagen Mark IV out of the way, and then we're laughing, but essentially we're halfway there. Kinda. So after a wee bit of help from Barry after he came back from work, we have officially got a BMW in the garage, and with not a lot of room because my cousin's Merc is kind of getting its tires changed at the moment. So yeah, but we're dealing with what we have, and what we have is a bit of shelter, an air compressor, and all the tools that we could potentially ever need. Granted, it's a big mess at this very point in time, and I'm glad it started because you don't want to see what's in that corner. Anyway, I'm pretty much about to get started. It is officially 7 o'clock on the dot. This car needs to have that engine sitting in it and running and driving within the next 2.5 weeks. Pretty ambitious for a guy like me who's never done this, but has been reassured multiple times that it'll be easy going. From the knowledge that I've gathered about the swap, we should be okay. And now I conveniently have a working fucking... That's great, that's convenient. That's very convenient. So this is what we're having to deal with. Obviously, the main issue that I knew that we were going to be having with this particular engine was the whole cooling issue. I didn't have the proper radiator system to get the car running, so we improvised. We got the old radiator that I'd had at Golspie that I knew kind of worked, didn't leak to my knowledge. So we tried every precaution to actually get as much water to it as possible. Like, there's an expansion bottle, like, and you know, we do have a janky kind of setup, but I mean, it was running and it did kind of, you know, do its job. So, but for right now, I'm just gonna get started, start tearing things apart, start taking this radiator system apart. It's gonna be a good time. Shall we? Hey, so we're back a day later. Since yesterday, I had just... Right, We're going to talk about this real quick because it kind of plays a part, right? When I was looking at the engine yesterday, when I was starting to strip it down, the 2.2 that's in the car, I started looking at the 2.5 litre more and more. And there was a small little catch I'd forgotten completely straight up. And it was the fact that this engine that I have is not an M54, it's an M52. It's an M52 B25 TU, right? So it's a 2.5 litre, but it came out of the E36 rather than the 486. Now, here was me thinking that I was going to have to get a ton more things than I thought that this was going to be like a whole nother situation with the ECU and the harness and the control module, and I've only got 2.5 weeks until this event. Not even. I've got about 2 weeks. I cannot have anything go wrong so close to it like now, because this will just kill me. So after speaking to James, he reassured me that he's still able to send me out the ECU that he had originally made for me, and that I just need to do a couple of things to the TU from the 2.2. So the inlet manifold, if I just use the injectors that's out of the 2.5 and stick them in the inlet for the 2.2 and swap it over, run the injectors. The loom comes along with the manifold, so comes all the way out the back around the side, which is great. I think that was probably it. Unfortunately, it wasn't just that. Like, there's been some work stuff as well that's just been sitting in my brain for a while now, and unfortunately today it just kind of got the best of me. I'm not gonna lie, hence why I'm not there right now, because I've mentioned on this channel I have emotional intensity disorder, and this kind of plays a bit in it. Like, just anything that I feel, I hate it. I wish but now that I have the reassurance and clarification as to what I need to do, we're back on track, and it's a good time for it because it's the weekend come tomorrow. Well, Saturday, tomorrow's Friday, but you know what I mean. Essentially the start of the weekend, and hope to get a lot of work into the BMW. I'm hoping that we'll actually have the engine out. So we'll wait and see. Yeah. That was we're calling this day pretty much a write-off, because emotionally I was not handling it. So try again tomorrow. I've got pretty high hopes now though. So let's go. Good afternoon and welcome back to another day in the pit. There's been a lot of development since the last time that I spoke to you yesterday. And yesterday was an incredibly emotional day for me. Nothing really felt like it was going my way. I wasn't getting paid right from work again, and that was a big downer. And the whole situation with the engine and it not being what I thought it was, and then remembering Daniel did tell me, and it was just another headache. But I knew this going into it, and I knew that there was a way to fix it essentially and make it work with the car and the electric throttle, and yeah, all these things play a part in it. But since then, after having a very long discussion with myself, pretty much, I kind of set out to fix all these little issues that I was having, both personally and with the car. I spoke to all of the right people. As I said, spoke to James about the ECU and about the inlet manifold and the harness for it. Since then, I also went through the rest of the night, and there was more to the rest of the night, to the point that I essentially started speaking to some of the somewhat higher ups in the drifting scene. Basically, the gentleman that is hosting the KD Customs Bash, the Matt Saudi, the man's name is Neil Dawson. Everyone knows him in drifting, and I reached out to him to see if there was anything, I don't know, like, I've just had enough. I'm so done. My luck has just not been getting any better. And it's been pointed out by everyone. Like, it's the most obnoxious thing in the world. Knowing that I have so much support from so many people that I appreciate with all that I have. Like I said to Jim, I was speaking to Jim yesterday. It got to a point where I told him, like, I was so close to just throwing in the towel because it's been so hard this last year and nothing has gone right for me. And it's just getting to its wit's end about it, pretty much. So I tried sourcing help, and Neil was one of the boys that I had essentially asked if there was any sort of shape, way, or form that he would kind of give me advice or anything to help me out. He essentially made an offer for me to pay him to take my car, sell all the parts, source me a car running, driving, maybe even a bit of angle, all set up, serviced, maintenanced, and yeah. With the fact that Neil is a businessman come first, like, this offer doesn't come lightly. The thing is that I know I won't have the BMW on the channel to carry on with what I'm doing because the car will be down south until I shift down there. And we've already discussed regular maintenance and storage until I get down there. Thing is that literally all the events that happen around Scotland are all down there, hence why I'm shifting. So with the car down there, regularly serviced, maintained, I have peace of mind knowing that I'm never going to have to worry about a thing. I'll end up with my own personal car, running, driving, well looked after by the end of it. Whether or not it'll be a BMW, I'm pretty sure it will be. So, win-win. What liter? I have no clue. But thing is that I have a lot of faith in people in the right mindsets of drifting. And I don't know if anyone else has noticed in the drifting community, but Neil is making some of the swiftest moves that have been made in drifting in a long time, along with James, Stephen, and Gordon. But, like, thing is that it's worth doing because come January, I end up with a fully functioning working car that I'll be able to take anywhere. So I can't really say much else about it, to be honest. It came as a bit of a shocking offer because I was not expecting it. But I kind of need to think about my future in the drifting everything. So that's kind of my full ambition as of January for 2023 is just all seat time. All the seat time I can possibly get. I've already started seeing events started popping up that I know that I tried to compete in last year, or I bought tickets to go and drive in, but I wasn't able to get the car there. So I've got a lot of events to make up for from this year. In the last couple of weeks, I've also had a very good friend of mine who was a subscriber to the channel, always asked me about the car, was always interested. David Hamilton passed away in a car crash in his RX-8 that he loved, cherished, adored, and I really wanted to make this event for him. It was a really hard time for a bit, and I'm still kind of just, but like with just everything going on, I'm trying to make the best life for myself, and the best way that I can do it, see it, is going down this route, including this place almost 2 years ago now. Actually, coming up to it probably is about 2 years ago now. And this has been my little pit. You might think it's small, believe it or not, it's bigger than my last flat that I had before that, and I was in that for 5 years. I'm gonna be moving hopefully before the end of the month. I'm going to be a lodger for a mate of mine called Brian, essentially being his tenant. He needs a person to fill a room, so Best case scenario means a money saver for myself, essentially saving up for getting on route to kind of Perthshire, I guess. I don't know. I'm still debating as to where I'm going to end up, but I know for a fact that I'm going to be shifting in about 6 months, so it's something to look forward to for me. And making a swift move and making this a very, very regular thing. So definitely something to look forward to. But until next time, guys, please, if you want to see a lot more of... Oh, also, just because the BMW isn't going to be around anymore, that doesn't mean that we don't have other projects going on. Something to keep in mind. I already spoke about my first idea for drifting, and we're not looking, shall we say. So something to keep an eye out for. But please, if you are looking forward to the content and you are potentially enjoying it, please by all means like, comment and subscribe, because it would do me a world of good. Maybe change my luck a wee bit. For every subscriber I get, my luck gets a wee bit better. So definitely something to keep in mind, please. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your night, guys. And I'll see you soon. Hey.